Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Ammaar bin Salim. Welcome to another episode 8 of season 2 of Out Loud with Ammaar. Today we have a very special person as my guest. She is the founder of Oval NFT, and she's amongst the very few young entrepreneurs in Pakistan who is working in the field of Web 3.0. She, talks a lot about metaverse, NFTs, blockchain technology, so on and so forth. We're gonna get into a deeper discussion with her, and let's welcome Batool Aamir. Batool, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Ammaar. Thank you so much for having me here.
Well, thank you very much for agreeing to come to Out Loud with Ammaar. Alhamdulillah, हमने इसको schedule किया था काफी देर पहले, and I'm very very glad कि जिस तरह से schedule किया था, we are able to execute it as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that we both connected at the right time, and it's great to be here today.
Yeah, exactly. And how are you doing today? And iske saath saath, you also have to, let us know about your early years before we, dig deep into the world of blockchain and NFTs and metaverse.
Yeah, sure. So I'm doing really well, and so where do I start? I think I should
Well,
start
maybe
from
you
the
could start
beginning.
with your high school. You have just amazed me in the big from the very beginning. You have me hooked.
Yeah, yeah. So I was born and bred in Karachi, and I'm currently on a gap year after high school, and I like started coding and exploring emerging technologies from like an early age. And so really my curiosity has got the better of me, and fast forward to like the summers of 2021, I got like incubated at PITB, which is in the Karachi wing, which is an incubation center.
Right.
And like that's where Oval got incubated as an idea and grew into an emerging Web3 startup. So that's how I started. And Alhamdulillah, everything has been going well. And it's been like a year. And yeah,
So,
that's my journey. And like I'm 20 now. And well, like when I started my startup, it was like I was 19 at that time, like last year. So yeah.
who could have imagined कि पाकिस्तान जो है वो इतना progressive हो गया है? And I'm sure जब हम इसको इंशाल्लाह when we'll market this podcast, people outside Pakistan would be amazed to know कि जहाँ पे मतलब आप एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकते कि मेटावर्स वगैरह 3.0 पे डेवलपमेंट हो रही होगी वहाँ पे वी हैव अ फीमेल यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर मतलब यू आर जस्ट लाइक 20 years old, right? In 20
Yeah.
20 years old may you have a web company of your own. So
Yeah.
that's fascinating. So how did you decide that you're going to be an entrepreneur and you'll be searching the realms of Web 3.0? मतलब मैं तो आपको अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बता रहा था, you'll literally have to educate me on Web 3.0. So मुझे नहीं पता,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are many other people who wouldn't know. How did you decide कि मैंने Web 3.0 पे जो है उसको मैंने incubate करवाना है?
Yeah, so it kind of happened very unexpectedly, but it's like a really a very interesting journey for me when I look back. So I guess I always wanted to like carve my own path, and I like the autonomy of having a choice that comes with entrepreneurship. So as most people know, it's about entering the right market at the right time. So I knew this Web3 and all things that falls under its umbrella, like metaverse, NFTs, and
Mm-hmm.
consumer blockchain will be huge. But it was more about whether the market was ready for it. So for most
Mm-hmm.
people outside the space, their judgment gets clouded because of the noise coming from the crypto day traders who hype
Yeah,
everything up. So, but in early
absolutely.
2021, I like started observing consumers and brands and like governments
Mm-hmm.
who like finally were starting to shift their focus on other things in
Mm-hmm.
Web3 other than just crypto. And that was basically like a huge nudge to get started with this. And so like I realized that quickly that it is a land grab opportunity. And now when I look back after like what 1 year or 16 months, it of like business operations, I see everyone talking about it. So I'm glad that it has moved forward and it's not just considered something as oh crypto, like Web3 is considered something more than that. Now people understand what NFTs are, and
Mm-hmm.
that's like a huge thing. Yeah.
I think it all started when there was this one NFT that was sold ऑफ अ पाकिस्तानी जिसने वो फलान दोस्त को जो है आज से
Yeah.
दोस्ती खत्म
Yeah.
हो गई एंड आई थिंक इट वाज सोल्ड
हाँ.
फॉर ओवर $50,000. मेरा ख्याल है मुझे तो उसके
Yeah.
बाद पता चला था एनएफटी क्या होती है. आई एम नॉट श्योर इफ इट वाज द सेम फॉर यू.
Yeah. Yeah, it made big news, and like that's when people were like, "Oh, ये क्या ऐसे क्या मतलब like are we able to earn from it?" So that's when people got attracted to it. So yeah.
But I've always, wondered, Batul, के मतलब that was such a basic thing. किसी के दो जुमले लिख
Hmm.
देना and there were two pictures और उस पे एक जो है वो क्रॉस लगा हुआ है. And I mean, how do you find value? How do you find monetary
Yeah.
value? And to the tune of $50,000 and beyond in such a basic thing. मतलब ये कैसे हो सकता
Yeah.
है? मतलब what do you think is the reason for that? मतलब are people willing to pay for anything at all?
Okay, so that happened in the very beginning of like 2021, which was the very start of Web3 happening here, like people getting to know about it. So it was like the market was at its all-time high. So people were buying such things like the Twitter first tweet was by Jack Dorsey was sold for like $3 million, and such things were getting sold for like millions of dollars, and that was something people consider that okay, it's how this works. But I don't think that's exactly how it works. उस वक्त बहुत ज़्यादा hype थी, which is why
Mhm.
all such examples we have today. But if you talk about NFTs, it's I think that it's considered like art, like in physical world, in the real world. If we see, so art has a different value for everyone. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't need to be a certain. It it hasn't. It doesn't need to be a certain value because everyone will perceive art in their different through their different mindsets. So I think that
Absolutely.
that's what art NFTs are, and like those NFTs that got sold for like thousands of dollars in the beginning of this whole space. I think they were like a part of a huge hype that was building up. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's why it got sold for like for so much.
लेकिन why do you think that NFT में art value रखता क्यों है? मतलब like for example, I have seen something. I've seen a picture, and
Hmm.
I just take a snapshot of it, and I put ownership rights into it. और
Yeah.
उसके बाद मैं उसे बेचा. But somebody else can also, access it or maybe take a screenshot of it. Of course, they won't be
Hmm.
owning the NFT asset.
Yeah.
लेकिन मतलब मुझे
Yeah.
फर्क क्या पड़ता है? If it's just art, then I can also take a
Hmm.
screenshot and enjoy it.
Yeah. But that's what the thing is. NFTs are not just art,
Uh-huh.
but the basic thing that you can leverage from NFTs is the ownership thing, that you
Mm-hmm.
can verify who owns it. You can actually own it as a thing. So it is not just art, which is
Mm-hmm.
a huge misconception. So it's far beyond art, and like it can be in the form of music. It can be in the form of documents, ownership documents, car ownership documents, property ownership documents that needs verification of ownership. So it's
Okay.
more about the underlying technology rather than just the art.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right. So,
yeah.
but walk me through the mechanism. For example, we talk about the ownership of a car, and we're
Hmm.
trying to find how NFTs could be related to a very very average person, a common person, ठीक है, at large.
Yeah,
तो
yeah.
how would that work out? मतलब किसी के डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं गाड़ी के, एंड मतलब हम मतलब उसकी ओनरशिप को वेरीफाई एक एनएफटी कैसे कर सकता है?
Yeah, so NFTs are on a blockchain, and anything on a blockchain can be verified through anyone. So that's how anything can be verified if it's in a form of an NFT, uh, because blockchain is like a decentralized ledger,
Mm-hmm.
which means that the autonomy is not in the hands of one person. Like we see other platforms like Facebook, it's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. So
Yeah.
you cannot just own anything and like make changes in anything.
Right.
So similarly, blockchain is a decentralized system, which means that no one owns it. It's connected through multiple platforms, and which is why an NFT on a blockchain can be easily verified and can be viewed that okay, this person created this NFT,
Right.
which was sold to this person, and then now it is owned by this person. So that's how it works, and that's how verification can be easily done through blockchain.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. All right. If we talk about NFTs as a measure of investment, do you think it's a good investment for people to make in Pakistan?
Um. Okay.
Or
So
would that be? I mean,
like
I really have to be too specific about it. So, do
yeah.
you think that people should get into the NFT business?
Right. So I think that I regarding this, I made a video in September of 2021.
Uh
In
huh.
like my early days, I made a video more than a year ago, I guess, which was titled 99% of NFTs will fail. And I still believe it to this day because I don't believe in NFT as an investment avenue because
Okay.
NFTs are not investment. They
Okay.
are what you can call social currency.
Uh huh.
So I really request everyone to only buy NFTs, especially artwork, if you really like the artwork and the artist. So if you're buying it only with the intention of selling it down the road, then
And
you
that's what I
should
would have
look up
done.
with, oh, you have?
And that's what
You,
I would have
so
done. For example, if I hadn't gone into this conversation, I would have bought NFTs
yeah,
just for
yeah,
the sole
yeah,
purpose of making some
yeah,
money off it.
yeah. So yeah, so that's not what you need to do because most of the people right now in the space, like earlier in the space, were looking for making a quick buck through flipping NFTs, which is not
Yeah.
the right thing to do because now the market is not very high, so you will lose all your money through that. So you need to believe in the underlying technology if you want to get an NFT. And if you're like buying an art NFT, then you need to really like the artwork and the
Hmm.
artist. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what would the process be? For example, somebody's interested in buying an NFT. Is there a
Yeah.
website that you go to? I mean, how does that work? How do you make payments? Is this possible from Pakistan, or do you have to have, like an Amazon thing जो पहले हुआ करती थी कि
Yeah.
आपको account कहीं और register करवाना पड़ता है? So I asked this question because I remember just a couple of months back I received this text from the government on my mobile phone that that applications
Hmm.
like Binance are no longer legal and you cannot use them for trading. So I just got scared and deleted my Binance right away.
Right. So yeah, so like the you can sell your NFTs on like marketplaces,
Mm-hmm.
and like the biggest marketplace is OpenSea. So
Mm-hmm.
most of the people use that as a marketplace to sell their NFTs. So yeah, it's like pretty simple process, and it's like easily understandable through like multiple Google searches. But to explain it in like a quick thing, you have to like create an NFT and then like have a account on OpenSea or like and then you have to upload your NFT through like any platform you want to sell your NFT on, and then like you can like if you are an NFT creator, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But like to understand what NFTs are, I think they are basically a form of a digital asset. So you don't need to just create an NFT just for earning a quick buck. So yeah, you have to be mindful of that if you do so.
Oh God. So
Yeah.
I'm out of the business. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's converse a bit about metaverse. Although I remember a few months back it was when Facebook suddenly changed and mentioned that the company is going
Yeah.
to be Meta. So I've always
Hmm.
wondered what it was, but I think मैंने कभी भी इतनी कोशिश नहीं की कि मैं जान सकूं कि metaverse होता क्या है. Until recently when I had to make a
Yeah.
video on 5G technology. So when I was researching about 5G and if it's possible to introduce 5G in Pakistan and what its applications could be and how it affects different businesses and industries. So
Yeah.
then I figured कि metaverse को मुझे पढ़ना पड़ा उसके बारे में. And I
Hmm.
figured कि India में एक ऐसी company, I think it's Flipkart in India जिन्होंने एक पूरा एक मॉल एक्सपीरियंस देने की कोशिश की थ्रू दिस एप्लीकेशन फ्लिपवर्स. और
Yeah.
उसमें आई कुड सी के जो उसकी एप्लीकेशन में ये था कि अभी जो हम मॉल जाते हैं या ऑनलाइन शॉपिंग करते हैं सो यू डोंट रियली हैव टू शॉप online in the conventional sense of the word. अभी तो ये भी
Hmm.
conventional हो गया. So you can you can create
Yeah.
your avatar and you can go to the mall
Hmm.
and you can literally hop from brand to brand and make your selections and see how it looks on you, clothes or whatever you're
Yeah.
buying. So
Yeah.
do you think metaverse, what exactly is metaverse? And then if we talk about metaverse in for example, if we're trying to replicate the flip versus model in Pakistan, do you think that's possible,
Yeah.
or that would have any sort of market here?
Okay, so yes, definitely. And I know like major stores, like you said, and like big banks are already working on to launch their
Yeah.
metaverse. So yeah, metaverse is going to change our lives for the better. And now, like, uh, because some people also refer, although are still debating that the harmful effects of mobile phone and social media and all those things. So yeah, there are still some concerns regarding metaverse. But if we look at the flip side, we know that they are still like arguing about the harmful effects of mobile phone and social media. So I think that apart from that, like if we see like Uber and Kareem completely like revolutionize the taxi and rickshaw space in Web2 era.
Hmm.
So that's how I think it's going to happen in numerous industries with metaverse, with the advent of Web3.
Hmm.
And yes, Pakistan is, I think, definitely going to adopt it, and it's really possible that many big banks are going to launch their NFT, their metaverse in the next 3 or 6 months, which is interesting that Pakistan is also hopping into that space, and we are going to witness
अच्छा
some
लेकिन
new
चल ठीक है
technology
फॉर
too.
एग्जांपल हम ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग कर सकते हैं वी हैव एप्लीकेशन सो एंड आई एम लाइक
Yeah,
द बिगेस्ट फैन ऑफ दैट क्योंकि आई कैन मेक ऑल माई
yeah,
पेमेंट्स ऑनलाइन एंड इवन मेरे केबल वाले का जो बिल है वो भी ऑनलाइन
hmm,
हो रहा है सो आई एम जस्ट
yeah,
थिंकिंग कि किस तरह से जो है इसको मैक्सिमाइज किया जा सकता है बट do you think it would be useful for the banks to have a meta like space कि यहाँ पे एक बैंक जो है वो भी metaverse में चला जाए मतलब बैंक को क्या फायदा होगा जब उन्होंने
hmm,
ऑलरेडी एप्लीकेशन बना दी है सो why do they really want
yeah,
to create a space where somebody could walk into it जरूरत ही नहीं है ना बैंक
hmm,
आने की मेटावर्स में बैंक जाने की क्या जरूरत है
yeah. So it's more like it's immersive, and you can make
हम्म
transactions through a metaverse branch. You can like
ओके
engage your customers in a new way, and it's also more accessible. You don't need a VR headset to access metaverse. You can like also access it through your mobile phones and laptops. So the thing is that it's more of a immersive experience. It's more engaging for customers, and that's how it's unique, and like it also like attracts people's curiosity,
या
especially the Gen Z. So that's what the benefits are right now.
I think it's about the experience. I really have to agree with you. I think it probably is about experience. खासतौर से
Yeah,
banking में or the industries that rely heavily on consumer relationships, the service industries. तो वहाँ पे तो
yeah,
definitely yes. I think the sooner the better. And I remember जब मैं इस बारे में search कर भी रहा था भारती एयरटेल they used 5G और उस 5G मतलब introduced 5G और उस 5G के basis पे आए उन्होंने
yeah,
एक experience create किया in Stadia experience for the 175 that couple they've had hit against Zimbabwe
hmm,
in 1983. So
yeah,
and now you could just walk into the stadium and have your VR headset
yeah,
on and get that in Stadia experience. Go back to 1983 and
yeah,
just live the moment. So I think मेरा ख्याल है आगे आगे um, ऑफ कोर्स आपका आपकी इन पर्सन प्रेजेंस मैटर्स दी मोस्ट लेकिन अगर
yeah,
अगर आगे देखा जाए मतलब जो वर्ल्ड कप वगैरह होते हैं ओलंपिक्स वगैरह होती हैं सो मे बी यू कुड जस्ट पुट योर हेडसेट ऑन गेट अ क्यूआर कोड
yeah,
get entry into the stadium and enjoy. I mean, like that might be
yeah, for
possible.
sure. Yeah. And like just like you mentioned, there are like numerous examples of how it's being used internationally in like fashion shows. Even like
Hmm.
stores are using it. So it's really going to open many doors, and we still have to witness like a lot of things that are going to happen in this space.
I'm certain of that. I'm certain. अच्छा मुझे बता
Yeah.
चलो this is the positive side of metaverse, right? These are all the great things that we are discussing. What do you think would be the flip side of metaverse? And मतलब apart from the same old things that we have been hearing कि यार इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम लगता है बच्चे खराब हो रही है और उसके अलावा what about the security aspect of it? What about the social aspect of it? Do you think कि अगर metaverse जो है वो extensive level पे चला जाता है do you think there wouldn't be or there would be a remarkably reduced demand for standalone physical stores or malls?
No, I don't think so, because when like online shopping came in, we didn't stop going to physical stores. There is still a huge market who are buying things from physical stores. So I think both of these things are going to go parallel. They are not going to overtake one another. Like neither the metaverse will take over the physical world, nor
Mm-hmm.
the other way around. So I think this is something which is like creating an ease for the consumers. So it's not going to be like, oh, अब तो सब कुछ metaverse में ही हो रहा है. It's going to be something that's like we are using our mobile phones, but we are also engaging people in the physical world. We are still going out with our friends. We are still going to shopping malls. We are still accessing things physically, and also when we need it, when we need a quicker access, we still can order food online. You can still order anything, like we can still shop online, or we can still like chat with our friends online. So that's something that we need to understand, that it is not going to take over the real world that's going on right now. It's going to go hand in hand parallelly. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
अच्छा, so मुझे आप बताएं कि अभी पहले 1G technology है, then we had 2G, then 3G and 4G, and
Hmm.
sometimes we still switch back to 3G हमारा जब internet connection सही नहीं आ रहा होता.
Yeah.
But and that has started happening frequently now. But
Hmm.
what do you think? Is 5G gonna be needed for metaverse to be introduced at a massive scale in Pakistan, or for one to access metaverse? Do you think 5G would be needed?
Yeah. So internet is like the soul and oxygen of everything in tech, not just metaverse. So we really need to catch up with global benchmarks of internet connectivity, and yeah, we it's going to be needed in the future. Yeah.
So what if somebody, yeah, not somebody, what if Pakistan doesn't, introduce 5G at a larger scale? What if we still have 4G? Do you think metaverse can still be run on a connection that gives you the best 4G speeds?
Yeah, it can be run, but we, as I said, we need to catch up with the global benchmarks for internet connectivity, because, like, literally, we need internet connectivity for everything, not just metaverse or these things alone. So yeah, we need to like catch up on that. And as far as like right now, if we things are like going on,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. We will need it in the future, I think. Yeah.
But I think it's a big investment. Because 5G, I remember I was speaking with someone who is working with Nairtel. They're right now working on the fabrication process of
Hmm.
the lines to introduce 5G at a bigger scale. And
Hmm.
my biggest concern after having done some research on 5G technology is that we do not have businesses right now in Pakistan that require
Hmm.
5G technology. And if we'll have 5G technology,
Right.
then the cost would go up. And
Yeah.
seeing those businesses, I mean, businesses like Uber, for example.
Hmm.
Uber, last time I remember, just as I told you, I was there 2 weeks back in Karachi.
Yeah.
So it was at the same time that I came to know that Uber had wrapped up their operations in Karachi. So yes, I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be a matter of cost versus accessibility.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Um, so it's like you have like a greater knowledge of it. I think you've I saw you made a whole video on it. But yeah, you
नहीं तो ज्यादा नहीं, बस यार जो मुझे मिल सका.
yeah, but it was great. And yeah, you were right. Internet is like a huge problem here,
Hmm.
and we really need to like uh, step up
Yeah,
the game, and because it's like needed for everything we do right now.
that is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. Okay, last question, Batul, and then I'm not going to intrude further into the worlds of metaverse and NFTs and blockchain. Okay, so
Right.
so Pakistan is under a lot of debt, and I remember speaking with Badr Khushnood in one of our episodes in season 1, and we were discussing that tech holds a lot of significance and potential if we talk
Yeah.
about reducing Pakistan's balance of payments imbalance. So imports,
Hmm.
we already know we have a huge reliance on oil imports, and we do not have as many exports, and the gap is almost 30 to
Yeah.
$40 billion. So
Yeah.
do you think that if timely investments are made in in the NFT market, in the blockchain market, in Web 3.0, metaverse, for example,
Hmm.
do you think पाकिस्तान का कुछ मतलब रिटर्न्स यहाँ से आ सकते हैं? Is it possible for us? Because I remember
Hmm.
watching one of Bakar Zaka's videos, and though Bakar is a funny guy, but at the same time he's also considered some sort of an authority on crypto market in Pakistan. तो I remember him saying कि अगर पाकिस्तान ने टाइमली बिटकॉइन में इन्वेस्ट कर लिया होता तो उसके रिटर्न से आज जो है अपना कर्जा उतारा जा सकता था. Do you think the market is that, is holds that sort of space for Pakistan to make investments and reap out those profits later? कि पाकिस्तान का कर्जा ही उतारा जा सकता हो?
ओके, अब आगे फ्यूचर में जाके तो कुछ भी कह सकते हैं कि अब पहले ऐसा कर लिया होता तो कर्जा उतार सकते थे, बट या
Yeah.
विद लाइक with Web3 and metaverse, your like borders get blurry, and if yes you see the net, I think it will have a major impact as a whole industry, Web3 space.
Mm-hmm.
And like if we are really looking to take Pakistan to like the next level, we need to focus on tech rather than agriculture or other things, because like tech is the main thing. So yeah, and not just crypto or Bitcoin specifically, I think technology is like the major thing that we need to invest on in order to
Mm-hmm.
go to the next level as a
Yeah.
nation as a whole. Yeah.
एब्सोल्युटली, एब्सोल्युटली. मतलब अगर पाकिस्तान के एक्सपोर्ट्स में अगर 10 से 12% जो है वो अभी 10 to 12% अगर जो है टेक से है, तो आई थिंक
Hmm.
इन नो टाइम, एंड आई थिंक वी आर द फोर्थ फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग फ्रीलांस मार्केट इन द वर्ल्ड. तो
Yeah.
मेरा नहीं ख्याल कि उसमें ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा कि पाकिस्तान जो है 30-40% पे भी आ सकता है, बिकॉज प्रोडक्शन इज ऑलमोस्ट, आउटपुट इज ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल, टैंजिबल
Hmm.
आउटपुट इज ऑलमोस्ट इम्पॉसिबल, क्योंकि एनर्जी
Yeah.
प्राइसेस हैं, कॉस्ट आर सोरिंग, और इवन
Hmm.
स्टार्टअप्स के लिए सर्वाइव करना, मतलब स्टार्टअप्स लाइक एयरलिफ्ट वगैरह, मतलब इवन
Hmm.
इफ यू टॉक अबाउट एस्टैब्लिश्ड कंपनीज, जैसे हमने बात की उबर वगैरह, और भी देयर आर मेनी अदर
Yeah.
ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्वेल की बात कर लेते हैं. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're wrapping up operations. So खैर Uber तो wrap up नहीं कर रहा, but yeah, in one
Yeah.
region. So okay, thank you very much, Batul, for joining us for this episode of Out Loud with Amar. And I think it was very refreshing to know that Pakistan has a real potential for Web 3.0, NFTs, blockchain, metaverse, and what I really take from our discussion is that we have to educate ourselves more at a more massive level as
Yeah.
to how these markets operate and where the potential really exists in
Hmm.
in these different technologies for Pakistan. And I think
Absolutely.
अगर हम अपने services बेच के दुनिया को ऑफ कोर्स
Hmm.
वैल्यूएबल फॉरेन एक्सचेंज अर्न कर सकते हैं, तो मेटावर्स से भी कर ही सकते हैं.
Bilkul. So, so yeah, you're right. And again, I would say that NFT trading or crypto trading is a zero sum game, and I urge everyone to like educate themselves about the underlying technology. And like, so around like the dot com boom in early 2000s, 99% of people were focused on trading stocks,
Mm-hmm.
and like people and of like most companies. So people who actually win in the end were developing dot com companies, and not just dot
Mm-hmm.
com companies, but like good ones.
Yeah.
So with good unit economics, and now we know these people are like Jeff Bezos from Amazon. So
Mm.
yeah, our youth could become like the Jeff Bezos only if they focus on the long term play rather than just earning a quick buck. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly. And then there is space for everyone to enter and to make bucks out.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Bilkul. Thank you so much, Batul, once again. It was a pleasure having you. And I hope we'll get to meet soon in Karachi, if not in Lahore.
Thank you so much, Amar. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.